Hello, boys and girls. It is good to see everybody today. It seems like it's been an eternity, but I've had to, that four-letter word, I've had to work. I got some work coming up I'm excited about. They're changing my job, and I'm excited about that. But it's work, and it takes me out of the shop. So that part's not going to change. But anyway, I've also, in some of the downtime, I've had some work doing here in the shop, work going here in the shop, not lathe work, but I've hard piped my vacuum system, my dust collection system. So I've only got a 4 foot piece of flexible hose, made a huge difference, put some shelves up, made a huge difference. Now I'm still putting my shop back together again. So we're going to get there eventually, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Let me show you what I'm going to do, and then we're going to talk about who all's here with us today. That one. There it is. I'm going to turn a little air today. This heart, the clip art came straight off of the computer, just a free download of a Valentine heart. Found one that I could download and then print it out. So this is exactly what I printed out, except for this dot in the middle. I put that there. I wanted to know where the center was, and so I've done that. First time I saw this was from Shay at Woodturning, and he does a great job with it. Seems like he used a little thicker piece of wood. This is a piece of 3/4. Part of my thing as a part of my my description of my work and of my uh, the sign I have up where I sell my stuff. I talk about using reused, reclaimed, repurposed wood. This piece of wood used to be a pine cutting board. Wasn't much, but it was what it was. My wife said she didn't want it anymore. Asked if I wanted it. Sure. And so that's what this is going to be. That cutting board is going to become a nice little heart dish for her. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get going here, and I'm going to let one of these guys. Oh, let's see. We got to let you all know who all's here. I've got Ruby Claire. I've got Todd. I've got Jason. They're all going to heckle me, guide me, talk to you guys, whatever it might be. But we'll see how it all goes. So I'm going to put you guys back in the background and let one of y'all take it away and let us know who all is in the chat today.
Doug, I don't plan on heckling you.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I'm gonna, but
that's
I
my
didn't plan
job,
on.
Bud.
We have Lawrence Aldridge in the chat, and Jason's right here. He was number 3 in the chat after Doug and Lawrence, and Ruby was in there, and Paul Norfolk Hunter is in there.
Hey, Paul.
Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks is in there. Mike Evans is there. Hello, Chris Charlton. Roger Wallum from Northeast Missouri in the house. I'll see him tomorrow, probably on Worldwide Woodturners. Let's see, Old Man River. That would be
Dale.
Yep, Dale. He's in the house there. Malcolm Douglas is here. Hello, everyone. Roger Kent is saying hello. Rob, Copper Out Woodturning is in. Chris Walters is in.
Tom Kenny is in. Heather is in.
Good. Oh, you know what? It jumped on me and I didn't even notice it.
That's okay. I did.
Gotta love it when that happens.
I might have only missed 2 people. Spun by Green Jeans. Yeah. Okay, so Karsten Peterson. I don't think I'd mentioned him.
No. Hi, Karsten. I think that takes us to the bottom of the list.
All right.
Yeah. If I missed you, I apologize. It wasn't on purpose. Say hello again. We'll call you out. Otherwise, welcome. After a 2 week, 1 week of not being here, I guess.
Yeah, well, we were here 2 weeks ago, and yeah, we were out last week because I had to do inventory of all things. What I've done there, I had my calipers set so I know what size recess I want to do, and I'm going to go ahead and get that taken care of. That paper is gumming up my. There we go.
How'd you put that paper on? Did you put it on with a spray adhesive?
Yes, exactly. Spray adhesive does a wonderful job. And it's the only reason I've used it is to it's for cutting out the design originally. I'm not gonna make that recess real deep. I want it fairly shallow.
So what kind of wood are you using, Doug?
Well, it's a cutting board, and I'm pretty sure it's pine.
Doug Bennett has joined.
Hey, Doug. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad all of you are here today. When I've been out for a while, I wonder how many folks are going to leave me in the absence. For the most part, everybody sticks around pretty well, and I'm really grateful for that.
Al Dawson has just joined us.
Hey, Al.
So, Doug, when you went to find the center, I mean, we were seeing the point on this side, and it looked like maybe you had added that before you printed.
No, it's after.
Okay, how'd you find center on the other side?
I guessed.
Guess? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, because it looked pretty centered to me.
I've done a few of these, and so I kind of know where center's supposed to be, and it doesn't look right when you do it. It looks a little low, but that's if you get one that's already printed, and there are some out there that have the geographical center printed out, and so makes it real easy. But like I said, it looks a tiny bit low when you first do it. But in all honesty, it really having the exact center doesn't matter that much. Just use my
Ian
skew
Lee
there to make
has joined us.
Hey, getting the exact center is not critical. Just realize my elbow stabber is still in there, or the vaccinator, whatever you want to call it.
Slicer and dicer.
Yeah. Suffice it to say, it hurts when you stick your elbow into it.
Well, there's a solution to that.
Take it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just smoothing this out on the inside of this recess. And then I'm going to put some. No, I'm not, because I'm going to. In fact, let's do that now. Let's laser it now while I'm thinking about it before I get myself in trouble. Okay, and I use the laser pecker, which is just a very simple, very basic laser engraver. I made this cup with a Morse tube or two, so it sticks right into my tailstock quill. All I've got to do is get it to the right distance, which this little wood ruler comes from them at the exact right distance.
And what distance are you using, Doug?
It's 20 millimeters. 20 centimeters, excuse me. And then I can just bring it up on my phone. Connect. Album. Scroll back to where there it is. Next. And we're going to do this at 25 millimeters. Bring it down and preview. And I know I've got to straighten it up. Might better sand that. That might be a good thing.
Yeah, a lot of, because I have the same laser pecker 1 Pro or whatever it is. And I did exactly what Doug did there, so I could mount it in my tailstock. But normally I'm putting my logo on the bottom of a bowl, and I'm not that careful as to orientation because it's a round bowl with a pretty much round logo that I have. But in this case, you probably want to be pretty specific about it, since the heart has an obvious direction to it.
Well, this will be the center, relatively the center of my recess.
Yeah.
And typically what I'll do is do it afterwards. I can also take this and put it in my drill press. And for most pieces, I can lower the table of the drill press down far enough that I can get that 20 centimeters. Okay. Now that we've sanded it.
And Patty Byrne has joined us. Hi, Patty.
Hey, Patty. Now, I did put this on nice and straight in the when I put my this piece on here. Now, let me show you what I've got. There's my logo in the middle of the screen. But if you watch what I do and see, you can see the preview square. I'm going to draw it down and put it about center, and I can bring it over so it's in the center there. I don't want it perfectly center up and down because I want to put the date and everything on below it. And you don't want to stick your finger even in that preview, but it is a laser.
And Mike from Dances with Aardvarks has joined us.
Hey, Mike. Now, I'm going to turn around here and I'm going to watch it with you guys on the screen. and I got this system. I I bought the laser pecker from Laser Pecker, but I got the cup thing from Zed over at Zombie Woodturner. He was the first person I saw that had it. And now, since I've done mine, I've seen 2 or 3 more. And I guess they got, most of the people got it from Zed, but maybe 1 or 2 got it from me, which it doesn't matter.
So when you go into that preview screen and you're moving forward, there's 3 options for like resolution.
Yes.
Which one did you pick? The highest resolution?
Lowest. On pine especially, it burns so easy that you don't need the highest. Only time I've ever used the highest and needed the highest was when I had pre-finished the bottom, waxed it and everything. The laser does not like to go through the carnauba wax. And it takes me, even on the 100% power, 100% depth, it takes 3, sometimes 4 going through the process just to get it to burn. Yeah, it's crazy how much it takes. But on pine, usually 100% power on 80% burn one time, and that's all it takes. So it doesn't take very long either.
Well, Mike says that you're giving it heartburn, Doug.
Yes. Zed's not here, so Mike, good going. Good going. Oh, there's Heather. Hi, Heather. Good to have you with us. This is almost done. And depending on how detailed your whatever it is you're putting on there, just that's what takes the time, just getting all the detail. And if you go to the highest resolution, of course, that takes longer too, because it makes so much of a finer point, so to speak, on that laser that it just takes a little more time. So, but this is the lowest, and that's significant. That's sufficient for what we're doing. In fact, I will have to touch this with some sandpaper afterwards just to clean it so it doesn't look fuzzy.
There'll probably be a little charring, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Karsten wants to know what kind of fire extinguisher you have on standby. And Gav said I has joined us. Hi, Gav.
Hey, Gav. All right. That looks excellent. I'm not going to touch it. I am going to go back in the program and do a text box. I'm going to say pine and 0226. Confirm that. Then I'm going to preview it because I want to, oh, I've got to put in size. Let's go to 23 just because. Excuse me. Like I said, up. I'm going to turn it up so I can see what I got. Bring that down here.
And Todd says that in honor of Zed, he always thought orthopedic shoes were overrated, but now he stands corrected.
Yeah. And this won't take long at all either once it starts here.
Chris Walters asks, where do I get a laser like that? Now, this is a laser pecker, and Doug said earlier that he got it directly from Laser Pecker.
Yes, yes.
I bought mine on eBay, and
Did you really?
I bought a refurbished one on there.
Oh.
And they had it marked as $180 or best offer. And so I sent in an offer of $150, and they came back at $160, and I bought it.
There you go.
That's a good deal.
And I thought it was a very good deal. And it has worked flawless, and the quality is really it's really good. And I have a big laser. I have a 40-watt diode laser that does like 15-inch by 15-inch stuff, in an enclosure and whatnot. But it's a pain for me to do the bottom of bowls in that enclosure because I have to put like stilts underneath it to get the height right for some of the bowls because of the size. But right here on the lathe, you just move that tailstock to 200, and get that laser 200 millimeters away and hit the button on the phone, and you're in business.
Yeah, it really is that easy. You all have seen this in real time now. I've got my logo. It says Pine. Now it's working on the 0226. I did that smaller, but it sure looks big to me.
Pine looks pretty big, but the numbers below it are
should have gone down to 20.
As big, are they?
I'm sorry?
It looks pretty big.
Yeah, it does. Bigger than I expected it to. But it's narrower. You only set one dimension, whether it's width or height. I always do the width, and so it's actually narrower than my logo. But it's still, because there's less in that text box, comes out bigger. I could have shrunk it down, but this is okay. I do have my dust collector on and sucking all the smoke away. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Not really. Almost done.
Yeah, that date looks pretty big now.
Yeah. That's okay. 95%, so it's practically done. All right. And with that, we're done. So on to bigger and better things, more fun things. Move my tailstock back.
Chris says, I wouldn't mind getting one like Doug that goes into the tailstock. And he has another question. How can I laser engrave some pins?
Not with that unit.
Now, Doug had mentioned earlier that he can take that thing and put it into his drill press, at which point he would be able to set something on the table of his drill press. You could make a little cradle for pins and engrave small names and stuff like that on it without a rotary tool off of something like that. And the laser itself comes with a tripod, but the tripod is really poor.
It is. It's flimsy.
Really flimsy. Not good quality.
Now, what I have thought about doing, and I kind of jokingly said you can't with this unit, but you can. Even without a rotary, you can just do one line like a name without any problem at all.
And I haven't done that with the laser cutter. I've done it with my laser, and I end up setting the height to where the height might be a millimeter or two closer, right in the middle, because some of that laser is going to be going around the corner, but works pretty well.
A lot of air turning in this. In fact, I'm only going to go down to about there. Y'all won't be hearing Jason. He StreamYard's booted him out, so I think it's his bandwidth.
I know in the past he's sounded a little robotic at times.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're in the throes of summer, so heat could have something to do with it. Ah, that's better. Just trying to take a light pass. There is an awful lot of air out here on the wings.
That's when a higher speed setting can help.
Yeah, I've got it up at 14 right now. When I turn it around, I'll probably will speed that up even. I'm watching what I'm doing, but I'm looking out here as well, especially as I get toward the end. I'm watching to see how thin it is. I can still see the shadow line out there. That's about as thin as I want it on the edge. Yeah. Got ever so slight OG shape there. Now, let's see what we can do. Again, speed is my friend. And so we're going to use the drill to sand with. If I can get. Told y'all I'm rearranging, and so stuff is still not in order. So I got to get the cord straightened out. I found my Found my glue gun that was been missing. Still have not found the ring. So I'm about giving up on that ring. Let's turn the dust collector on.
So Doug had said, Doug Bennett, that the problem with what Doug has there is power. It's probably 1.5, 1.6 watts, something like that, on that laser pecker. And that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And he says, so it takes a long time. He says he's upgraded his ortho module for 5 watts to 10 watts. But one of the differences there is that this little laser pecker isn't moving. It's like it uses a little mirror or something in there, and the mirror simply modulates a little bit or whatever to select where that laser is burning. And so the amount of time between gaps as it's burning a line is almost instant, compared to a more traditional laser that would be on a gimbal or whatnot, where it's running back and forth. The whole laser is running back and forth. So these are faster than you would expect them to be, even at that 1.6 watts, whatever it is. JP has joined. Hello, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
All right. That looks pretty good there. Got a little place on that one wing still. All right, there's one grit down. While I was waiting on everybody today, not only straightened up where I could work, but also got a couple things finished.
Bailey Woodworks has joined us.
Hey, Chris. You got to be careful when you got anything with wings like this. It will grab your pad very quickly. You can mess things up. If you got it really super thin, you could tear a piece, all the pieces, or you could tear your sanding pads up. Huh.
So
that paper's being stubborn.
Doug, I was just going to ask, are you going to take that paper off and sand that right there? Yeah.
Just sand it off?
Yeah, you did. Right as I said it.
Yep. That's just printer paper is all it is. So now I'm going to go through the glue as well. Probably would be smarter to turn it off.
And Tree Carcass Spinema thing has joined us.
How you doing? Glad to have you with us today. Like I said a while ago, it really is good to have everybody in. Even my earworms. I'm super stoked that you guys are here. Quick sand on that. Let's see, we're gonna quit there.
Jamie put a warning out to Jason saying his sister's been granted her Australian citizenship, so now he'll have to deal with her. And Al Dawson is asking about the shape of this blank. I had made the assumption you cut it on a bandsaw, but
Yep. I took my diagram. It was on printer paper, spray adhesive on here, stuck that on, cut it out on the bandsaw. That's where we started today. So, get my other little piece of wood up here. Not that drill, not that chuck key. This chuck key. Yeah, we're going to keep this chuck, tighten it all the way down. Now, there's my glue block. How did I glue that on? Interesting you would ask. I actually glued that on. Where is, oh, I know where it is. I actually glued that on with CA glue. There's a reason I did that. CA glue does not have good shear strength. And so it will pop right off. We'll put the
Do you use thin or thick CA?
Medium. Easy as that. No damage whatsoever. That's what you see there is residue from the glue. And you see my circle that I drew on there. I placed, well, let me change my view and I can show you real easy. Top. I set this on here and figured out roughly where center was, where I wanted center to be. And I drew my circle around my glue block. Put my medium CA glue on there, sprayed my glue block with the accelerator, and very carefully set this down right inside the circle that I drew. And so that's how I put that on. You just saw 3 sharp blows with my little shop mallet. That some of you saw me turn that quite a while back, and I use it. It's been a lot of fun. It does a really good job. It's not super heavy, but it's heavy enough that it does the job. And so this piece of cherry right here, I bet you I have turned 2 dozen plates, maybe more, and a few bowls, and a couple of these. So anyway, that's enough of that. That works quite well. If I'd used, could have used hot glue, that works well, and then just spray it with some alcohol, and it would that softens up the glue quite readily. And wouldn't you know, now that I've taken that off, I did not make that big enough. I made it the size of the inside of this, not the outside. So here's what we do.
Did you make the outside of that foot square?
I'm sorry.
You had turned a foot. Oh no, that foot goes off. Never mind.
It just rolls off.
Yeah.
It rolls off. Here's I still got the same glue block. It hasn't changed. So back over here.
Back to your statement earlier that it didn't have to be exactly centered.
Yeah.
That becomes important now.
Not really. I mean, my circle is still there, so all I got to do is set my glue block back in the circle.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if it's off by a 16th, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And it's not going to be off that much because I had a circle drawn. All I had to do is put my glue block back inside my circle.
And Martin at Hoppers 2010 has joined us.
Hey, Martin. Glad to have you along. Excuse me while I stretch. Okay, and just like that, we're on.
You can blame us for distracting you. that kept you from testing that before you removed the glue block.
Oh, I
So-
thought I had it set. I tell you, that was just stupidity on my fault.
Well, you're allowed to be stupid once in a blue moon.
Yeah, I got in too big a hurry setting my calipers, but that's easy enough to fix. We'll just bring this back up. We'll make sure we're not hitting, which we are. Raise it up just a touch. I'm just using my parting tool, and I'll bring out the skew as well to ever so slightly dovetail that. Yeah, we're not off bad. Not bad at all. I'm going to come out a full width on my.
Hey, Pete from Twisted Trees has joined us. Good morning, Pete.
Hey, Pete.
You and me both, JP. JP says only allowed to be stupid once. Dang it. Well, I failed then.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give all of you permission to be stupid twice.
Okay.
How's that?
All right.
That's
Good.
twice a day, right?
Well,
That's it.
we'll extend it for a month or two.
Okay.
Okay. Because it was such a small change, it should not have touched my. Just realized I had it on the wrong camera. There you go. Didn't touch my lasering. Zed would be proud. Too bad he's not here.
And Haley from Wooden Burl has joined us. Hi, Haley.
Hey, Haley. Glad to have you along. I kind of like that. It gave me a little bit of a bevel inside of there. It's still not big enough. But you saw what I did that time. I checked it before I knocked my glue block off.
Have you considered measuring what size you need?
Well, I did that the first time and it was wrong. It was measured the first time and shoot. Anyway, it's there. Easy enough to fix. I won't even get my parting tool out this time. Just my little 1/4 inch skew. I'm going to go about half of that. That'll do it.
Don't get in too big of a rush here, Doug. If you don't forget to hit it with a little sandpaper or something if it needs it.
And Raymond has joined us.
Pete says, measure twice, cut 3 times.
Sounds good to me. That's my theory today anyway. Yeah, that's what I did. I measured the glue block earlier and not the actual chuck. And so that's why I was off the first time. The second time I just didn't, because I didn't measure. There we go. That's done.
Well, you're forgiven anyway.
Well, that's one of those things any of us and all of us can do and do. It's holy cow. If that was the first time I'd ever done it, it'd be one thing, but I do it about once a month or so.
Jamie said to Pete, that would make a great T-shirt, the measure twice, cut 3 times.
Yeah.
JP, I expect to see you wearing that Saturday morning cartoons coming up soon.
All right, here we go. Again, simple tap of the mallet, and it's off. Of course, it had not been on there but just a few minutes, so it wasn't super well glued on. But now that, I'll take it to my disc sander and I'll sand that down flat before I use it again. So that goes over there in my stack. Now we're ready to work on the front side, top side, whatever side you want to call this. Here we go. Still at 1400. I want to start out here on the wings and work my way in, because this is where it's going to get flexible real fast. It's already down to just over 1/4 of an inch. So I'm watching shadow lines, just trying to be real gentle out here on the end. Watching both the inside and the outside. I don't need this setting anymore. It was wrong anyway, so. But where are we? We're at two and a half. Oh, come on. Here goes my battery door. Battery's dead anyway, but what do I got here? I've got, okay, that's inches. Okay. I'm at right at 1/4 of an inch there on thickness. So I think I'm going to leave it there, but that's going to be my aiming point all the way down. So just an inch or two at a time, and make sure we're even before we go on to the next section. And I think I've said it before. See, I'm just now starting to clip this point here. These sections up here just need to clean them up. They're just a little rough. Actually, a lot rough. I know a lot of people like to listen to music while they turn. I don't. Partly because I'm listening to what the wood is doing and saying.
So what you're saying is you can't listen to two things at once.
That's exactly right. I tend to, I know myself too well. I tend to listen to concentrate on one thing and let the other one slide. And it's not always good. I just realized, who else sees the problem? It goes in the pocket. Okay. Now, I knew something didn't feel right. It's like when I'm trying to watch TV and my wife is trying to talk to me. I know better. So either the TV has to be turned down or even off so that I can listen to her, or I'll miss something very important. I got that where I started. I still hadn't gotten down there yet. Same on that point. See what we got. It should be pretty close. Yeah, that's sandable, but I think I want to try to clean it just a little better. Use a shear scrape here. Next week is where we're going to do I'm going to do the Swiss cheese vase next week, so that ought to be fun.
I really like the cuts you're making, Doug. They look good.
Well, thank you. Trying to not ride the bevel, but I'm floating the bevel. That's a better way of saying it.
Yep.
So that I get a good cutting edge on the wood.
Now you have a question here. Did you take the wedding ring off in case there are any pretty single lady woodturners watching?
No, took it off in case it gets caught on this spinning wood. I'd hate to pull my finger off.
Chris says his wife always seems to start a conversation with, "Are you listening to me?"
Exactly. Now, those were just roughing cuts basically, and now I'm going to get serious. I'm going to take what's left in half. Again, watching inside and outside, but I'm inside where my chuck jaws are, so I really don't know. I guess I did it in thirds, not halves.
And Pete says he listens to music on production stuff. If it is easy, he's been known to dance while cutting, but sometimes the story the wood is telling him is entertaining enough.
Yeah. We'll lower just a touch so I can get a good scrape in here.
Dale wants to know where your Worldwide Woodturners patch is, Doug.
On the table.
Mine are all now currently in the garbage.
Oh, let's see, I'm going to give it a little more speed.
Are you going?
What was your question?
I hope you have your depth gauge handy.
I do.
Good. Just remember you have a mortise and not a tenon.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Your little fine, wispy shavings, those are always fun to when they appear. Let's see, let me get rid of that. It's in the way. So is that, and that definitely is in the way. So I got, what do I have?
You know what you could do?
What's
If
that?
you were using that as a cheese tray or something, you could put little holes in the top part that you have left and put toothpicks in them.
Yeah, could. Surely could. It's a little, there's not enough wood there for a lot of that. This piece was only 3/4 to start with, so it wasn't very thick.
And
Definitely not enough room there to put like a container for toothpicks, but if you drill little 32nd of an inch holes in a grid, you could stick them in there.
Yeah, you could do that.
I wasn't sure if that's what Ruby was referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And Ron
That's the
Todd
idea.
has joined us. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Okay. I'm going to bring that up to till it touches, and I'll show that I've got almost half an inch before I hit my jaws.
And how deep is your mortise?
Doesn't matter. I know where the front of my jaws are. I've got about a half an inch
Okay.
to the front of my jaws. So it doesn't matter how deep the mortise is. I know where the jaws are.
Okay.
The mortise is actually deeper than what my gap is down here. See where my finger's wiggling, but down here?
Yep.
Okay. It's that distance tells me how far I am from the very center, which I haven't touched yet, to get to my jaws. So I can take another almost half an inch out before I have to worry about.
I'm just checking on you.
Yeah. No, you're exactly
Remember,
right.
that's
And that
my
helps me.
job. My job is to hassle you.
That helps me explain too, for people who haven't seen that before. Of course, if you watched Wayne when he was doing a lot of his turning, he used the same jig. He is who I learned it from. Just touching somewhere. Now, good. So I can take all of this lump out. Let the tool do the work. All right, now, as they say, well, let's go back with the drill. It's I look forward to getting the rest of my organization taken care of. It's
You have a question here where someone would like to know what make lathe you're working on.
this is a Nova. It's actually a 1624. But I've added the optional electronic speed control. Let's turn the back on so I don't breathe all that.
And just so you know, Jason is back in the background.
Oh, okay. I just lost. I lost power somehow. Oh, I see it. I see it.
And Terry Bray has joined us, and the
Hey,
Vineyard
Terry.
Farmhouse has joined us.
All right, guys. Good to have you along.
That's Brian with the Vineyard Farmhouse, I believe.
Yes. I did not tie my power cords back together, and they worked their way loose. Now they won't work themselves loose.
Well, if they're like my shoelaces, I guarantee they'll work themselves loose. Heck, I even put a double knot and still managed to untie them.
I've done that before. Makes me crazy when that happens.
The headstock looks different than any lathe he's seen before. The headstock on Doug's lathe looks very different than my Nova. I have a Nova DVR XP, and his headstock looks very different, even though they're the same size lathe.
Yeah, yours is more. It's a direct drive, isn't it, Todd?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, mine's belt driven. Before I put the, yeah, there we go. This is the electronic box. Before I put that on, mine was a belt. I had to change the belt to change speed.
And Gab has to go, but he says he'll catch the rest tomorrow. Have a good night, Gab.
Good to see you. Glad you came in.
Yes, Chris, you're right. It'll be time for Velcro laces soon. They're as it is, they're getting too hard to bend over and do up.
I bought the Skechers slip ends. Fantastic.
Oh, how do you like those?
Fantastic. That system really works well. Still has a nice tight feel on my foot, but really easy to slip on and off. I like it a lot.
Good. I'll have to check into those.
Last pair of shoes I bought are for their work shoes, and they came with elastic laces. They stay tied very, very well. I just didn't like the feel of the elastic lace, so I changed them out, put regular laces in them, and they've worked super, super well. They will come untied, but at least they don't feel. I think the idea was like the Skechers, so you could just slip in, but I don't need that part of it. Getting rid of the flex.
getting rid of the tool marks. Started to say flex marks. I was looking at this wing, it's flexing as I was going up and down with the sander. I want to go ahead and get my edges. There's a couple of places where I've got saw marks, especially down here in this point.
You know, my Skechers there's a lot of talk about the Skechers. Mine have laces, but they're like, it's like they're almost fake. I never touched them or anything. They're just sort of like there.
I've got a pair like that. Love them for just casual wear.
Casual
I
wear,
wear them quite often.
Yeah.
In fact, a friend of mine gave them to me just before he died. He had cancer, and he was divesting himself. His wife was, I think, encouraging him as well. But he says, "You want that pair of shoes? They just don't work for me." And I think they were the wrong size for him. He bought them online, and I don't think they're the right size for me either. But they're fine. I can use them. They've been fun just to jump in and run to town or something. I know this is real exciting stuff. We're going to get to some other exciting stuff here in just a minute. Oh, we're okay. I didn't want to leave these edges real rough.
Well, sanding them right now while you have the locking index available is probably a pretty good idea. And it's probably a lot less sanding right now than it would have been if you sanded it before you put it on the lathe, because it was way thicker.
Yes, that's exactly. That was one of the points I wanted to make. Was this is a whole lot easier than when it was 3/4 of an inch thick. I've got another project with a lot of air that I'll just say I'm doing tomorrow night, and it's even thicker. It's almost a 2-inch chunk of wood, but it's some reclaimed wood, so I'm glad to use it. All right, let that go. Turn that on. I think the first one of these I did try to sand out all the edges before I turned it. Oh, what a pain that
Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks says he bought the Trent Bosch carving jig that goes in the tool rest. Might be good for sanding something like that.
Hold on to that just a second, Todd. I can't hardly hear you with between the drill and the dust collector.
very light out here on these wings. All right. Goodness gracious, that's a lot of noise. Now, what were you saying?
So Todd had said he bought the Trip Boss carving station jig
Oh yeah.
that goes in the tool rest, and that's a great setup for doing this type of sanding as well.
Sure.
And after I read that, I thought, maybe even better, because like he mentions there, because it has adjustable angles and it's right there in front of you. You don't have to lean over, get your arms extended as well, as far. And for somebody like me, I've had an upper back surgery where extending my arms is not as comfortable as it used to be. That would be a great alternative.
Absolutely. And it, like you said, it puts everything right there. Very convenient. All right. I bet you can't guess what color this is.
Blue.
Right.
That is a bright red right there.
That looks more orange to me.
It's a little orangey on the screen, but it's very, very red. Very red.
Where do you get a red color like that?
Funny you should ask.
I'll bet I know.
Salisbury Crafts is where this comes from. Jason, who was here earlier and had to leave because I'm pretty sure it's his bandwidth is keeping him from being on today. But anyway, he is the producer, and he's got several folks around the world who are selling it for him, and I'm here in the U.S. There's at least one place, maybe two, in England.
Yeah, he says he's floating around right now.
Okay. All right, I'm going to turn that down just a little more and turn it on.
Now, are you doing the backside the same color?
I will. Yes, I sure will. But I want to do kind of one side at a time and get it not done, but to a place where you'll see where it's going. I'll do the backside after we shut down. But I wanted this to dry a little bit. Let's see, somewhere here. When I was growing up and handheld hair dryers came out, everybody thought, oh, that's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
That lathe looks really close to your head. I'm sure it's an optical illusion.
There.
I hope so.
Just trying to get cords untangled and headset goes falling off. Pulls my glasses on.
Anyway, what I started to say was, everybody thought, oh, hair dryers are the greatest thing.
Oh, your voice is going real weird, Doug.
Okay, is that better?
A little metallic, but better, yes.
Okay. Maybe this hair dryer. Anyway, what I started to say was that hair dryers were always noisy. They always hurt my ears. I hated them. And so I have never used, I've used them 2 or 3 times when they first came out, but I don't use them as a regular thing. And my hair dries so quick now anyway. I get out of the shower, towel dry my hair, and by the time I get over to my dresser where my comb is, it's dry. So no bother there. My wife didn't understand why I don't like a hair dryer. They're just too noisy. But anyway, so this is the only thing it's good for as far as I'm concerned. And it does that pretty good. So let's see. Oh my. There's a little chatoyance popping out on that pine. But I think, yeah, we're dry. So what I'm going to do now If I can get this glove off, I'm going to do something that's going to seem a little weird, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I've always been a little weird. A little bit of Axe abrasive paste. I'm not going to worry about buffing it off the wings. I'll do that by hand. Because I kind of like my fingers where they are. But even on colored wood, it does a wonder. And I keep that little piece of Scotch-Brite in there with the abrasive paste. That's the finest one. I leave it in the jar just as my applicator. And there will be a little bit of color come off. That's not something I'm going to worry about too awful much. Like I said, I'll do the ends of the wings. I'm bringing them out, coming out as far as where I can start feeling the bump, but
Now,
I'll do the
Pete
wings.
thinks your Valentine heart shape is actually much more bum shaped than the real heart. Oh, Pete, you got to get your head out of your trousers.
How's that, Pete? Is that better? See, it is coming off on my towel, but that's to be expected. It's not, there's not enough of it coming off to where I have to worry about it. It's not taking it down to bare wood by any means. Give it a good rub with the grain, just like if I was sanding by hand. Go ahead and speed it up. I'll go ahead and move over to another part of my paper towel. And I'm only going, I started at, what was it, 235, I guess now it's 435. I'm just letting the abrasive do the work. So, get another piece of paper towel. And this will.
Something I always try to concentrate on with a piece like this is keep those fingers below the center line.
Yeah. You get up here and get inside, you could break a finger real quick.
Yeah.
Down here, you're trailing.
Well, with that piece, that'd be okay. You'd just be adding a little more red color to it.
Yeah, if you could ever finish it. If it mangled up your fingers too much, you'd never get it finished. With it trailing, you can come out here. It's a softer touch. I'm not too worried about those corners, the two lobes in the bottom. I'm just buffing those out by hand. And it's much lighter than it was. Go ahead and speed it up. We're up to 1,000 now. Turn it inside out. And it does look a little faded in the center there where most of the work is being done, but when I put some wax on it here, I don't know about anybody else. I don't like it when it looks painted. I like it dyed or stained look, so it does vary a bit. One of the things I could have done was put black on here and sanded back what I could. And then put the red on. That would have been a really good look.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. No, I thought about it earlier. I was trying to decide how I wanted to do this, and this is just the way I decided I wanted to do it.
Now, Pete says he finished a few pieces with paper towel and masking tape on his fingers to stop accidental red coloring.
Yeah.
And he says that you have it right. The tool rest is well out of the way.
Yeah. These things help, so you don't have to have paper towel and masking tape on your fingers. They keep the red off pretty well. So even though we did the abrasive paste, I'm still getting a little bit of red even after all that.
Yeah, I like the whole concept, Doug.
Well, thank you. Since Valentine's is right around the corner, and this was a piece that she just yesterday said, if you want that, that's yours. I don't want it anymore. It's an old cutting board that had been stained, and then I think my mother had done some toll painting on it when she was just learning. So it's been floating around for a number of years now, 30 plus years. There we go. Let's see, somewhere here I've got a chuck key. There you go. One Valentine for my Valentine.
Turn it a little so we can see the thickness. Yeah.
That's Here, I'm trying to do three things at once. It's not working. So I'll do one and get it done. So there's the heart. You see the back. It's thin. It's thin. It is. Well, the edge varies a little bit. It goes from 8 to 10 millimeters thick, and it's 9 inches wide. 9 inches wide and 7.5 tall. And I'll dye the back as well, wax it and all that. Not sure how I'll grip it just yet, but I'll figure that out. I may resurrect the shop vacuum system on this lathe. Don't know how I'll do that, but I'll figure it out. So there you have it. Probably get another coat of wax or two on it. That wax is, in fact, I may sand it back and do a little more work on the color. But anyway, there you have it. Thoughts, questions? Just don't throw tomatoes. So,
I think it looks good. So there.
Well, thank you. Went out to lunch with some friends yesterday, and lady next to me was pulling the tomatoes off her salad. The lady on the other side of her was laughing at her, and then she looks up at me and says, "Another one who doesn't like tomatoes." I'm weird, I know. I just what'd you start to say, Todd?
I said, add me to that group. I don't care for a tomato.
Yeah, till you put it in a bottle, it's useless to me.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Chop it up and make pico de gallo out of it. I'm okay with that.
I don't even want pico de gallo.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, there's Jay back. Hey, Jay. Just in time. That's some of your red on there. It comes out beautiful. Comes out beautiful.
I was watching it on YouTube. My internet was alright. StreamYard just being an idiot.
Yeah, yeah. Wonder if it's your bandwidth, maybe. There's the back, and you can see that's how I typically do my bottoms. I'll put my logo, the type of wood, and a date code. Not much of a code, just the month and year is all. People look at that and say, "Oh, you put a serial number on all your pieces." No, no. Everything done in February will have 0226 on it. So, all right. So there you have it. Simple pine, reclaimed wood. I'll do one tomorrow. Not a heart, another design out of some cypress. It was a cypress slab that had ring shank in it. That should be a fun turn. Should be a fun turn. So, anything else? Any other questions we need to take care of? Thank you, Ron. Oh, thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. Albert, appreciate you. Patty, thank you. All of you. Thanks a bunch for being here. It's been a good time. We're only gone 15 minutes over this week, so that's not too bad. Sometimes I go 30 or more. But anyway, Ruby, anything you got going on this week? Excuse me.
Just finishing up these candle holders for the church.
All right. Sounds
Just
like
have to glue the parts and apply the finish.
all right. That's been a big job.
Yes.
How about you? How about you, Todd? You got anything special going on this week?
I do not.
All right. Time for rest, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Jay? You got anything going on?
I'm turning a off-center box that's going to get carved, have a side carved out of it, and be a tea light candle holder.
All right. That sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
I have my
Combine
new
things together.
I have my new Arbortech Mini Pro carver. I'll put that to the test, but
There you go.
I didn't see Scott in the chat today. I was going to tell him. So
Right. That's those two, the Proxon and the Arbortech cutter, are on my list. So maybe I need to get the cutter first, and that'll give me the impetus to go ahead and bite the bullet and buy the Proxon.
the cutter by itself is a pretty big bite. I mean, that thing's like
Yeah.
$80 or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
You can get the Proxon for less than half or less than double the cutter.
Yeah.
So that's craziness. All right, folks, it's been great seeing y'all. It's been good to be back on the lathe. It seems like it's been forever, but we'll be back in here and doing some more work, and I'll keep everybody apprised of the updates here in the shop. May even do a shop tour once I get it all done. So good to see everybody. Ruby, Todd, Jason, thank you all for being here. All you folks in the chat, I appreciate you as well. And until next week, I hope you're able to spin them around. Bye-bye.
Good night.